Picture yourself in the open door of a light prop airplane flying 3 miles high, about to make a jump. Conspicuously absent is a bulging pack on your back containing a life-saving parachute. But then a parachute isn't necessary in that you're headed down to the safety of a large billowing cloud several hundred feet below. So, out you go through the open door, pummeled immediately by a blast of frigid air at the height and speed you were traveling. Free falling at nearly 150 miles per hour, the large cloud below is now only minutes away. Appearing to swiftly rise up to you as you descend, the soft deceleration it will bring to your rapid descent will be welcome relief. The moment of contact is quickly approaching. But as you brace for the initial deceleration, you suddenly realize that the well-defined border of the giant cumulus is merely wispy vapor. Terror-stricken at the awful realization of truth, you now know much too late that your knowledge of clouds was fatally flawed. Absurd as this skydiving tale might sound, it well illustrates a far more perilous leap of faith great numbers of people are willing to take in the area of truth and tradition. Rather than carefully researching all they hear taught in the name of truth, they choose instead to jump in blind faith. Far too often their truth assumption is as flawed as our skydiving example of faulty cloud facts. The adage, "look before you leap," pertains well to both truth and skydiving. The perils of misinformation are all too obvious in our skydiving example, but perhaps less so in the realm of biblical truth. The example of a school classroom test takes precedent over our skydiving analogy, as the assumption is made that come Judgment Day, God will somehow grade on the curve. The reasoning goes that sincerity, no matter how misguided, must certainly factor into God's kingdom entrance requirements. But our skydiving example serves us especially well in this area. No matter how sincere our skydiver is in his or her belief about the nature of clouds, the truth is destined to be evident. Are you willing to risk the prospects of life in the age to come on assumptions that you have never tested or researched? Are you truly willing to gamble eternal life on the presumed truth others teach and proclaim? Sadly and tragically, a majority of people, as exhibited by their attitudes and actions, are clearly declaring yes to these questions. Enter through the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the way is broad that leads to destruction, and there are many who enter through it. For the gate is small and the way is narrow that leads to life, and there are few who find it, according to Jesus in Matthew 7:13 and 14. A wise person assumes nothing about truth and questions everything. Like someone who meticulously examines the details of a legal contract before signing it, wise and discerning people operate on this basic assumption, that deception lurks everywhere and truth must be diligently ferreted out. Proverbs 23:23 says, "Buy truth and do not sell it. Get wisdom and instruction and understanding." Galatians 1:6 and 7. "I am amazed that you are so quickly deserting him who called you by the grace of Christ for a different gospel, which is really not another. Only there are some who are disturbing you and want to distort the gospel of Christ." John 17:3. "This is eternal life, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent." In Acts 17:11, referring to the people of the city of Berea, they were more open-minded than those in Thessalonica, since they welcomed the message with eagerness and examined the scriptures daily to see if these things were so. This admonition in 2 Timothy 2:15 needs to be our mantra. Be diligent to present yourself approved to God as a workman who does not need to be ashamed, accurately handling the word of truth. Is your life solidly grounded on truth, or are you taking a blind leap of faith? Thanks for joining us.